What's going on YouTube? Monday. For some of you, Mondays are probably a hard day, but for me, Monday is the kind of beginning of the week to make sure that the rest of the week is going strong. But somebody told me to touch on this topic today, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to touch onto it. And basically, the question went something like this. How important is education? How do I value education when it comes to life and things like that? Now, I have a bachelor's degree in international business. I happen to work in international business. I import things from China. I did business in Nicaragua. I'm going back to China in November. So I'm kind of dibbling and dabbling with that right now. But I've asked myself this question a couple times too. Did I learn anything in school that is actually helping me out now? And I hate to say it, but the answer will be no. I will go back to what I've said before. To me, the best way to learn is to actually jump into something and actually make mistakes. You know, you shouldn't be afraid and be in an environment where no one calls you a dumb butt or something like that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're calling you dumb because you don't know something, whatever, you need to get away from that person anyway. You know, I mean, when I went to China, I didn't have any plan. I didn't have nothing really. I just kind of went there and kind of learned as I went. You know, but I mean, sometimes school. Now, before I say this statement I'm about to say, by no means am I saying, guys, get your high school education and don't go to school. That's not what I'm saying. You know, a degree has helped some people out. But I give you an example. I made $3,500 on Saturday, which was one day. I don't know of any degree right now that will teach you how to do that, that will put you in a position to do that. You know, that's not employee type money. That's employer type money, you know. And I mean, like I said, you know, I did school because, hey, I felt like at that time, you know, it was kind of a safety cushion. If the business didn't work out, I would have something to fall back on, you know. But I can't think of anything because most of the time, the people that are actually teaching you business are employees themselves. So I'm like, okay, they have the MBA and things like that. And these guys have been employees all their life. A lot of them haven't been business owners. So how can you expect to learn business from a person who's never owned a business? Maybe they just have a business degree. And some of that stuff I think is just technical anyway, because I think if you really, really want to learn something, you should look at more trade type stuff. Like, I'm not saying go out and get the 2-year trade degree, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the fence on this one. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, guys, I mean, if you honestly think that a bachelor's degree and a master's degree is going to make you successful, and I'm not saying that it hasn't for some people, but I'm not saying that it's necessary. I mean, if you look at Forbes list right now, right, and look who is billionaires and has a lot of net worth, some of these people only have a bachelor's degree. Some of these people don't even have a bachelor's degree. Some people dropped out of high school when they were 16. It's almost like that's the that's the qualification to be successful. Drop out. You know, think about it. You know, Bill Gates and the guy from Facebook and things like this dropped out of Harvard. I didn't know where I was cut off from. I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat it. But I was saying, like, the guy who owns Virgin Records. You know, ADHD, dyslexia, learning disabilities, but owns Virgin Records now and has Virgin Air, has a Virgin mobile phone. I mean, it just goes on and on. You know, sometimes when you see those kids that are staring out of the windows and not doing their work, they're actually thinking of their life planned in. You know? And, you know, maybe I'm the wrong person to ask about this because there are some people who beat it in their kids, get an education, get this, whatever, you know. Well, I remember I was traveling with this band on Warped Tour, and they're called Meg and Dia. Check them out. You know, actually, it's funny because Meg and Dia, their father was the one that created the Super Soaker water gun. You know, and we were having a conversation one time, and she actually had thoughts of going to Stanford. And she said that through her whole childhood, right, her dad said when she brought in A's and things of that nature, whatever, her dad didn't freak out. Her dad was like, that doesn't mean nothing to me. What means something to me is that you do what you love. And I was like, really? I said, you're making A's and you're talking about going to Stanford and you declined all of that to pursue your music career and your dad was 100% behind that? She said, yeah, but okay, but look at this guy. He's a creative mind. He created the Super Soaker. He became a multi-million-dollar man from that, you know? But like I said, you know, this whole thinking that parents give their kids of, you need to go to school and get your education and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you're looking at a paper, a newspaper, and you're trying to find a job or something like that, whatever, yeah, I can see where a degree probably would come in handy or something like that. But if you're a guy that's trying to make some moves and be different and make some good money, you know, a lot of the times you don't. I'm just saying, for me, I can't see myself going to get an MBA because I don't think it's no need for me. Because the things I've learned now, I know more than the MBA would know. You know, I'm just saying that, you know, the best education is the school of hard knocks. Even, trust me, even if you look at The Millionaire Next Door and you see some of these occupations these guys have, these are people that most people will call not intelligent, dumb. Like, most people don't think smart when you think of a junkyard dealer, a guy that sells parts to cars. You don't think like, oh, this guy has a Harvard degree or anything like that. You think this is some like redneck dude in the middle of nowhere who probably has no teeth in his mouth, no education whatsoever, and he's doing it. But he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. You know, because we in America have started this thing of, you need to get a good education, get a good job, go and get a house you can't afford, get you a brand new car you can't afford, go and rack up your credit cards, and that's the American lifestyle. No, I want to do a video on this one time, but one group of people I like in America are the Asian Americans. I remember my wife and I were driving one time, and we looked at the stoplight, and it was like 9 o'clock, and it was this Asian family in the car beside us. It was like a Tuesday or something like that. And I asked my wife, I said, hey, where do you think they're going? And her response to that was, I guarantee you not to a job. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, when you go to your local grocery store, you don't see an Asian that is actually at the cashier. You go to your local bar, an Asian person won't come up to you and actually take your order. You know, and I'm like, well, these people are making money. Where are they making money at? Don't get me wrong. There are some that are actually in jobs, but a lot of them are business-minded individuals. They want your money. They want you to work and bring them the money. You know, the Chinatowns, the Chinese restaurants, and importing goods into the United States and things of that nature, whatever. You know, like I say, guys, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a degree, you know, but I would be more behind do what you love. Do what you think is going to make you money. You know, working for Joe Schmo, whatever, or some guy who had a dream, 9 times out of 10 is not going to make you successful. I just hate to break that news to you guys. But let me hear what you guys think about it. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that education is important. I mean, I have my bachelor's. But, you know, the only other type of education I'm going to add on is financial education. So I'll finish my CFP. But other than that, that's about it. So, and then just learning from the school of hard knocks. That's mainly where I want to get my education from. But, yeah, let me hear what you guys think about this. If you like the channel, please subscribe. I'm always going to hit you with some interesting topics. So until next time, signing off.